This is the Man Cave Radio Sports Show with Brian Rose and Abel Tovar.
Welcome back to the start of Something Great, people.
So our first video got a lot of views, and we want to thank everybody for that, but we want to keep it rolling. This is our official launch, so we want to thank everybody for all the hard work of watching the videos and subscribing.
And input is always wanted, so let us know whether you like it, you hate it, whatever. Just give us a reaction.
Exactly. So let's get right down to business. This is what everyone's talking about, brought to you by MaddenEdge.com. Want to get an edge on your competition? Go to MaddenEdge.com and he'll show you how. So the NBA draft is tomorrow.
Wait, hold on. Who's our Madden Edge guy again?
Madden Edge. I don't know his real name.
Okay, because I want to play him. I've been.
You cannot beat this guy.
I want to play him.
It's impossible.
You said the same thing about you, and I destroyed you.
Wait. I don't remember. I must have been drunk.
I blanked you, dude.
No,
I blanked
you blanked me.
I blanked you. All right, let's go.
That's the topic for another time.
We'll talk about this another time.
All right. So the NBA draft. We want to basically touch on how the NBA draft's been going since the lottery started. Actually, to tell you the truth, the first picks have been pretty good. There was a stretch of like 4 or 5 straight years where either the person came right out of high school or before that rule changed right out of high school, and there was even a stretch of a European player who didn't even play in the States was pick number 1.
Yeah, I don't. By Toronto, right?
Bargnani, yeah.
It was a terrible pick.
I mean, he's still doing decent for the team.
But for a number 1 overall pick, that's a franchise changer.
Yeah,
all the
it
time.
is. So let's just run down the list real quick. Last year, Kyle Irving. Then you had John Wall, Blake Griffin. So far, so good. Derrick Rose.
All franchise changers.
It seems like 2000. He's only 2008. Yeah, it seemed like it was longer than that.
Yeah, he's been 4 years.
Yeah. Greg Oden. Wow, terrible bust there.
Over Durant. They're gonna be.
Yeah, that was.
That's Portland though. That's what they do. Yeah. The Sam Bowies, the Greg Odens.
Even Bill Walton. Yeah, he was even hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just take basket cases. Oh well.
And then you have Andrew Bargnani, Bogut. I mean, now he's playing for Golden State Warriors, which Golden State Warriors is actually trying to flip them right now. Actually, I heard
he's a top 5 big man.
When healthy.
So?
When healthy. Yeah. Then you got, of course, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Yao Ming, Kwame Brown. So that was that huge block where those guys didn't go to college. They went straight out of high school, went straight to the game, and started dominating. Of course, we see the end of that. And then you got a question. If Dwight Howard and LeBron James played in college, would the game differ?
Well, a year of experience can't hurt them. I think they would have been better. The reason that players, when they were allowed to jump from high school to the NBA, the reason they did it was because the fear of college, the one and out, is the fear of injury.
Exactly.
They go out,
exactly.
A career-ending injury, and they're done. We never would have known what they were, but both made the transition straight out of high school, and both are successful now. But if they did play, I would have loved to see them in college, even if it's for 1 year.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of talent skipped college, and it took some great years of college basketball away from us basketball fans.
Yeah, it took great college years away. I think it took some of the maturity away. Like, you think about it, Dwight Howard really didn't mature right away. I mean, you can argue.
Still hasn't.
He still hasn't. You can argue maybe LeBron James and Kobe Bryant are the two that the college game wouldn't have helped at all. I think Dwight Howard probably would have used some time. Kwame Brown, if he would have went to college, he probably would not have been the number 1 pick.
Yeah, I mean, hey, business-wise, it's a smart move on his end.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, now they're paying him just to be a bench player in case a good big man gets hurt. So, can't hate him for that, but still,
Yeah, terrible. And then, Kenyon Martin, Elton Brand, and then I'll stop at Michael Olowokandi. A lot of you young heads probably don't even remember Michael Olowokandi for the Clippers.
Thank God he's out, though.
He is a decent player. Not too great. Not worth the number 1 pick at all.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, it's always hit or miss with any pick, especially the number 1 in any sport. I mean.
Yeah. All right, so the sleepers. Let's talk about sleepers or picks that maybe not everyone's talking about, or maybe a player that not everyone's talking about that can maybe move up in the draft, or a piece that somebody's really not looking at. Did you want to take this?
Well, from the pregame show, what we're talking about here, you mentioned Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
The Oakland native. I did a little research on him. Now, in high school, he was a great player.
Yeah.
but he didn't get recruited by big name colleges. He ended up going to a small time college. So he was second in the nation in scoring last year with 24.5 a game. But to me, that's kind of a false fact because of where he played.
I agree with that. Kind of like you take a look at college football. You think about all these mid-level colleges quarterbacks throwing up 50 touchdown numbers, but you put them up against an SEC team or even a Pac-12 team, they're not going to throw up 50 touchdowns.
Exactly.
So I see where you're coming from there.
So I know a lot of people are interested in him. He's the stats on him. I mean, he's a scorer, pure scorer. He can light it up, but he's also been known to been selfish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess all good scorers have to be selfish, but he's been considered selfish, streaky. Again, to me, it speaks volumes that he wasn't recruited by major colleges. The recruiters aren't stupid. Head coaches aren't stupid.
Yeah.
If he was as talented as they said he was in high school, why didn't he get a big name college?
Yeah.
I mean, even the schools that did recruit him, it was more than one. They were all small time schools.
Yeah. So I think that Damian Lillard, he's also my sleeper pick, and for all the reasons you said, but I still see him as being. Because you think about it, what other true point guards are going to be in this draft that explosive? Either Doc Rivers' son, maybe, but he could take people off the dribble. But is he really a two guard? Is he really a point guard? He's kind of in between, kind of how Steph Curry is. So,
right.
I kind of think he probably will be he can be the number one point guard coming out of the draft. So if you see him go higher than what you guys expect, which is probably around like the 17 to 20 range, if you see him going higher than that, they'll be surprised.
Well, and you're right. He might be a sleeper. He might go on to have a great NBA career. But I've seen comparisons of him to Mo Williams. And when you compare somebody to Mo Williams and you tell me that's kind of their ceiling, I don't. No thanks.
Yeah, I could kind of.
He might be the best point guard coming out, but again, what's that say? There's a lot of scorers, not so many point guards in this year's draft.
Yeah, and then you think about it too. I mean, you picking somebody in 1 to 10, you're thinking, okay, I need this. Well, 1 through 5, this guy needs to be our franchise star, a major franchise piece. 1 through 5, 5 through 10, he needs to be a starter. Then after that, you're just hoping for role players,
right?
Because you think about it, after the 20th pick. A lot of these guys aren't in the NBA the following year.
And Damian's 6'3", 195 pounds. If he's not going to be a point guard, then he's going to be kind of screwed. He's going to be a short 2 guard.
Yeah. So, Charlotte, they need all kind of positions. I mean, this is the worst roster that I have seen since I started following basketball. And I'm talking about since I've really started following since 91. I've never seen a team worse than this before.
They got bad breaks here and there. Jordan may be the greatest player, not so much the greatest eye for talent.
He should have his job taken from him, but he's the owner. I guess he's
the owner, baby. He does what he wants. He wants to draft crap year in, year out, by all means.
And if he takes Barnes, I mean, he has a history for drafting these players.
His North Carolina guys.
There is no. They should run pitchforks at his ass and run him out of town, run him out of Charlotte if he picks Barnes as the second pick.
So with the number 2, who would you go for? And now I didn't preface it before, but I'm going through the draft how it's set up.
Yeah.
Not trades, whatever.
Just straight up.
And 1 through 10, whatever. So with the number 2 with Charlotte Bobcats, who would you go for?
They need so many pieces. It's so hard to say. But you probably need a guy who can score. They really struggled scoring. I'll probably go with Bill, but definitely not go with Barnes. Barnes is too up and down, like you say, as a Dow Jones baby, as you would say. But I would definitely have to go with Bill, probably. Maybe Michael Kidd, maybe.
Okay, that's who I would go with the number 2, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I mean, everything I've heard about him and everything I've seen when I followed him in college, he's highly competitive. And, to me, all these players can be good scorers, good defensive players, whatever, if they work at it. But a lot of players come in with kind of they've had everything handed to them. A lot of these players don't work, especially once they reach the NBA, because they go, hey, I've made it.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard about Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, is that he's just Kobe-like in competitiveness. I've even seen comparisons as far as talent-wise of how good he could be to Scottie Pippen.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you want somebody that works hard and demands the same of people around him, I think Charlotte would have to take him, because even if he doesn't become, a starter, an all-star starter year in, year out, he's still going to make everybody around him better just by the fact that he's going to get them to work harder.
Yeah. And teams, well, it's not like the Charlotte Bobcats have a team of veterans, but players who've been in the league, they see a young guy going in there, humble, hungry, ready to work, and a work ethic like that. I mean, he's going to get respect from the get-go. I think that's why Kyle Irving kind of took, even though they didn't have a good record, he still kind of took the rings, because he's, his work ethic that he has for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Right. Well, you saw how they were how Cleveland was when he was hurt. I mean, they just tanked.
Yeah, it was bad. Now, Washington Wizards had a third pick. Now, they're rumored in a lot of trades. But man, the third pick, Washington Wizards. What player would you go with? I mean, they need a big man. They let go. Well, they have Nene. They let go of what's that albino tall kid, Sam Duncan?
I know what I'm saying, but as far as if they're gonna go big man, I'd go Thomas Robinson.
Yeah.
I saw some video clips on him, and for a 6'9", the man can move. I mean, up and down the court.
Yeah.
He can hustle. He's probably second, maybe top best rebounder in college right now. And that's with Davis being the number one.
Well, yeah, I mean, he goes to Kansas, so they're first, they're a rebound first, defensive first team. So if he can carry that over, Cleveland needs a guy in the post. So, yeah, that will be an excellent pickup for them.
But that's if they're going size. If they're going just best guy on the board, I go with Bradley Beal at number 3.
See, that's the thing. See, when you have football draft, you take the best guy on the board, and maybe you can make a move or make him fit in. But with basketball, I kind of think you got to fill the pieces. If there's a guy good enough, high enough on the board that can fill a void, I think you got to pick that guy over the best available guy.
But they can take a Bradley Beal for a guard and trade somebody they have. Like maybe I won't say Kemba Walker. I wouldn't trade him, but they have people on there that they could get rid of and get an adequate big man.
Yeah.
And then you have I mean, when this guy's getting comparisons to Ray Allen as far as a shot and slashing moves as good as Wade, then I say why not? I mean, what do you guys lose?
Yeah, if he's still on the board, definitely take him. I see that. If he's on the board, definitely. So let's talk a little bit about Anthony Davis. I've heard people say this draft isn't deep, but no, I think this is the deepest draft in years. I mean, you had a lot of top guys. You had Kyle Irving, you had Blake Griffin, but who came in after that? Evan Turner? I mean, how is he doing? 10 points a game?
Okay, so, well, it's good you bring that up. Okay, last year's draft, I went through both rounds. As far as talent-wise, like stars that came out, I got Kyrie Irving, Derek Williams, the number 2 pick. Klay Thompson with the Warriors is going to be very good.
Yeah, actually.
And he's a second-round pick.
Yeah, and that was an excellent sleeper pick by Golden State.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That kid's got a bright future.
Yeah.
You got Kawhi Leonard with Spurs from San Diego.
Yeah.
And Iman Shumpert with the Knicks. Elite defender already in his first year. I mean, he had a season ending.
Terrible ending knee injury there.
So if he doesn't come back, okay, it might affect him. But still, when he left, he was already an elite defender on the wings.
Yeah. And those hidden gems, and you can tell, like, even the organizations like San Antonio Spurs, known for getting those hidden gems. But, Golden State isn't. So that's a luck up, I think, more than a skillful pick.
Yeah. So, I mean, but then again, like, this is all I was really able that I thought were going to be stars or really good players out of 2 rounds of draft picks. Yeah. The rest, I mean, honestly, you could say the crap.
Yeah. So that's why, I think this draft is a little bit deeper than years previous. And also you have some eye-popping names, even though Rivers isn't as high on the board as some people's board as I think he should be. He's still a big-time name, and he's still a big-time shot taker who isn't afraid of the moment, who can step in a team right away and come off the bench and maybe be effective.
Yeah, he's going to do some damage. I mean, in a lot of these players, it depends where they fall.
Yeah.
They fall in the right situation, then you get the most out of their talents. If not, like honestly, Harrison Barnes, I would love for Cleveland to end up with him. Just because he doesn't have to be the man, and Kyrie can set him up to score.
Yeah, that could be a dangerous one too. I can see that.
And they're both, just ridiculously young, and they got nowhere to go but get better if they work hard.
Would you put Barnes at the 3 or the 4?
No, I put him at either a 3, small forward.
Yeah. Or maybe
6'8", 6'8". He's a pretty big guy, but I wouldn't put him at. If you want to create mismatches, I'll put him at the 4. Depends who you're playing, but I would put him at the number 3.
To me, he plays kind of defense, Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, kind of short arms and stuff. But maybe he could work that out once he gets to the NBA. So I think the Charlotte Bobcats should maybe trade their second pick for more assets. Maybe, the Rockets are looking to trade up. They have 3 first-round picks as of right now. As of this moment, the Houston Rockets have 3 first-round picks. They have like the 12, 14, and 16. And they're looking to basically trade, get into a top 10 pick and then trade for Dwight Howard and a player. If they can give, Charlotte Bobcats all those picks and maybe a Kyle Lowry, I would think about it. I would entertain. I would say, okay, let's sit down at the table and discuss this.
I couldn't. You got to take whoever's there. He's got to take a good player now. Jordan's made too many mistakes to be gambling with trades and picks. Because you take, you trade 2 more picks in the draft, but who do you have after that? Like you said, people say this is you think it's a deep draft. I think it's better than past drafts, but I still wouldn't go as far to say deep.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I say the Bobcats, because they need so many pieces. They're like a expansion team that's just starting this year with no players. That's how you got to think of it. And that's the difference between a terribly run organization versus, let's say, Pat Riley. You remember when they cleared the roster, the only person on the roster was Chalmers 2 years ago. And then they picked up, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and all of them. They signed all those contracts. Then they filled the roster. And then you take a look at Charlotte and look at how they filled their roster.
It's bad pick after bad pick. I mean, last year's Kemba Walker, I wouldn't have picked him, but
Yeah, but if it was up to me, I'd probably trade just to get more players to have a fighting chance in these games instead of losing.
But see, that's the thing. I don't trust Jordan enough to come through on those multiple picks. I'd rather have one good, solid pick that is going to be good.
Yeah.
He's a good cornerstone for your franchise. Then maybe get 3 or 4 later, especially with his draft record. It's not good. So I just don't trust him.
Yeah, because you're giving him instead of one mistake, he's giving a potential 3 mistakes.
Exactly. He could really screw himself. And every time you make a bad pick this early, you set your franchise back a couple years.
Which is another reason why he shouldn't be in a position he is with the Charlotte Bobcats.
His owner. Yeah. Care.
Maybe.
We don't have the money to tell him he can't be in that position.
That's true. Since we're talking about legends like Michael, Larry Bird reportedly leaving the Indiana Pacers. And I'm actually, when I first heard this, I thought, okay, it's another rumor. It can't be true. And then I heard multiple sources reporting this in. Like, man, what could have happened after a successful year as they had? Can he leave, especially, going to try to attract other free agents to come there? I just don't understand. He said maybe it's a family reason or something like that, but I still don't understand.
It's got to be something with ownership behind the doors. Something we don't know about, but look at it. He won an NBA Executive of the Year this year.
Yeah, that's another reason. It boggles the mind. He's only 50. What? 55, right? 50?
I don't know as far as age.
He spent time. His kids are grown.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think, and Larry Bird, as far as competitiveness, he wants to succeed in winning. If he can't play, he wants a hand in there and winning somehow. So, look at the guy. He's won MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. He's the only person to do that.
Yeah.
He's won 3 MVPs, 3 titles. He knows about winning. So if it takes for something to get him out of there after him being Executive of the Year this year, then it had to be something serious and something behind closed doors between him and ownership. It's the only thing that would make sense.
Yeah. And still maybe because of the comments he was making, ownership felt, this is Indiana. We're different than any other NBA city because it's Indiana. We're basketball. We're a close-knit family. You should be making comments, but I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
They're gonna suffer for it. So
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I like that team too because they're young. I mean, they really could have pushed Miami.
Yeah.
In another year, they could have been up there as far as dominant in the East. But
Especially now, you got to think about it. Hilbert's a restricted free agent. I mean, and he played pretty solid until Bosch came back, but he did play pretty solid. So, I mean, he is going to give you 15 and 10, and some nights he's going to give you 20 and 10. I mean, nowadays in the NBA, a big man who could do that, worth some money.
I mean, honestly, I'll put Hibbert up there top 10 big men right now. I mean, it's not saying much about the big men in the league.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
He's up there.
Yeah. Lamar Odom. Okay, everybody think he's done. He's done. I mean, he had like 0.2 points last year, averaging, and then melded in for the Mavericks. Just completely melded in, went home, collected a check. And now the Clippers are interested. The Clippers.
What?
He left the Clippers already, right?
He started there.
Not only did he leave the Clippers, he left the Clippers so abruptly with a bad taste in their mouth. Why would they want him back? Why would they want him back in LA with all those distractions? I don't know.
Because that's years ago. And, he's a married man now. He's a family man. He's got kids. He's not the same kid that, he was when the Clippers first had him. I mean, he was getting busted for getting high all the time when he was with the Clippers the first time.
Oh, yeah, big time.
So you got to figure he's learned, I mean, especially with the crap he went through in Dallas where, I mean, it just shattered his confidence with him being traded, that he would want to go somewhere where he can play, and especially somewhere if he does have history, he can show he's not the same person and help turn them around even more so, because if he's on his game, he's still almost a 7-footer that has, wingman capabilities, can shoot, he can drive, he can handle the ball.
Yeah.
So why not? I mean, take a chance, but that's on him if he wants to come in and put all that stuff to the side and get his head in the game and really play.
Now, I'm kind of confused, though. Is Kenyon Martin's contract? He had a 1 year, right?
I hope it's a 1 year. I mean, honestly.
Okay. Because, you bring in Lamar Odom, he can give you better defense, better outside shooting.
Everything.
And he can handle the ball around the cup. So.
It's all around better than
I think he'd be better than him coming off the bench.
And
definitely.
he really wants to go to the Lakers, but he can't play with the Lakers until December because of the new collective bargaining agreement. The way he was traded, he can't go back to the same team for a full calendar year.
Yeah. I hope he does well. I mean, I do wish him well. I just hope the hell if he does move back to LA that he stays away from that TV show. That TV show was the death of his NBA career.
That's following him wherever he goes.
Yeah.
He married a Kardashian. He knows what crap comes with that. he ain't got no say in that marriage. I'm sorry. The show's gonna come before his basketball career.
So coming up next, we have an NBA star that says, "My time is coming." Find out who it is next on the Man Cave Radio Show.
You only get one chance to make a first impression, so make it count with Vistaprint Premium Business Cards. Custom printed business cards are standby in any industry. If you don't have them with you at all times, you could be missing out on some pretty important opportunities. Vistaprint has a variety of business card formats that you can customize with your photo, logo, and text. You're thinking, custom print, premium cards, expensive, right? But Man Cave Media is bringing you the best offer on the internet. 250 premium business cards for only $10 with free shipping. Create your premium business cards online in minutes and receive your cards in as few as 3 days. Get full color printing, choice of cardstock, and custom logo design. Vistaprint also has hundreds of printing products for your home and business. Hand out your contact information with confidence or inform more people about your business with the right premium business card. Vertical layouts also available. Offer expires. Don't miss out. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the Vistaprint icon. That's www.themancavemag.com/offers.
Do you play video games but don't have the money to keep up with all the latest titles? We have a solution. GameFly. Choose from over 7,000 exciting titles, no late fees. Enjoy the games as long as you want with free shipping to and from your door. And thanks to Man Cave Media, you can try it before you buy it. As a GameFly member, you can rent as many games as you want and play them as long as you want for one low monthly fee. Manage your own personal wish list of games with what they call My Game Queue. Check out 1 or 2 games at a time. When you're done, send the game back to them, and the next pick in your game queue will automatically be sent to you. There are never any due dates or late fees for members. Plus, members get unlimited PC play for free. That's right, unlimited PC play for free. To start your free trial, here's what you have to do. Visit www.themancavemag.com/offers and click on the Gamefly icon. That's www.themancavemag.com/offers.
Welcome back, Man Cave Sports Radio. So, we had an NBA star that said, "My time is coming," and it's Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo? Well, why is his time coming now? Where's he been? What are we waiting for? What's taking sweet ass time for?
Well,
he's in New York, the Mecca. What's he waiting on? He's basketball. That's the basketball Mecca of the world. What's he waiting on?
Well, he is saying that, basically saying, I saw LeBron James celebrate. I want to feel what he felt, yada, yada, yada. He needs to have a serious reality check here. Him and the coaching staff, because he said he's talking to the coaching staff, and they're saying things that they need to do to get better. They need a reality check. Carmelo Anthony needs to learn how to pass the ball, not having when the ball's passed to him with 15 seconds left, it gets stuck. That's it. It's stuck there. He's making a move to get out of his way. And until he learns that you got to have ball movement, you got to move the ball quicker, make a move than pass to an open guy, he's not going to win a championship. Not even close.
Well, Phil Jackson, when he was asked about coaching the New York Knicks, he said, no, their chemistry's off.
Yeah.
And he said he referred to Carmelo as a black hole, that the ball stops with him whenever it hits him. So if the Zen Master, Phil Jackson, who has 11 championships, refers to you as a black hole, I'm sorry, then your time's not coming. Not until you change your game completely.
Well, Phil Jackson was probably ready. He was probably ready to go coach that team, but, just look at the pieces around.
No, he didn't want the Knicks. I know who he wanted to coach.
Who?
He wanted the Heat. He was hoping that Spoelstra was going to fail and that the Thunder was going to win because he'd have stepped in and took over the Heat.
If
Guaranteed.
he was coaching the Heat, I think they'll give Chicago Bulls a run for their money with only 10 losses in an 82-game season.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I definitely think that. Yeah.
I'm sorry because, and off topic a little bit, but Spoelstra, now that they won for whatever people are regarding him as this great coach, he's not.
Yeah.
When your player blows up on you in national television, the way Wade just checked him, I'm sorry, you're not a great coach.
Yeah, you just can't look past that. You say Kobe maybe had some issues with, not with Phil Jackson, he had issues with
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, a little bit, not as publicly as Dwayne Wade,
exactly.
mainly cursing him out on national television. But who's the guy that wears the glasses for the Lakers? Dang, I can't. My mind's not working today. Kurt Rambis. Remember when Kurt Rambis for a bit coached the Lakers? I remember Kurt Rambis. You hear it on TV. It was on Channel 9 at the time. I was living in LA. Kurt Rambis called a play, and Kobe wasn't listening. So Kurt Rambis said, "Hey Kobe, did you hear me?" He's like, "No." He said, "We're gonna run this play." He said, "No, we're not." And then he took off his towel and just went onto the court.
And that's my point. See, so exactly. So I can't say Kurt Rambis is a great coach because if a player disregards him like that, then he doesn't command it because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't command respect. The same thing with Spoelstra. If Wade's going to go off on you, the team leader is just going to disregard you like that and embarrass you like that on national television and talk back to you like you're nobody, then I'm sorry, you're not a great coach because you're not good enough to command Wade's respect. He would never try that with Phil Jackson. Never.
No,
just on reputation alone. But once he saw Phil Jackson command the practices, there's no way he would ever talk to Phil Jackson like that.
Yeah, and then it's hard for somebody, Dwayne, with the success that Dwayne Wade has, to be coached by a young guy. That's what Spoke is. He's a young guy with no accreditation, basically. You look at Dwayne Wade. He already has a championship under his belt. He already has gold medals under his belt. So for him to come in there and listen and call plays he's not agreeing with, maybe that was the reason. But you still got to respect your coach. I don't care who you are.
Well, no, I can't agree with that. I've had coaches I never respected.
All right,
Sorry.
so now that we know, we are for sure, definitely 100% going to see a college 4-team playoff. Now, the question is, are you happy with only 4 teams? Did you want to see more than 4 teams? Let's start with you, Abel.
I'm happy with 4 teams because it's better than the BCS, whatever crap they had last year.
Yeah.
But I want them to go to 8 teams eventually. Now 4 teams is fine. You know,
Yeah.
if they come up with super conferences, pretty much, you take the winner of each conference, throw them in a playoff. But, 4 is better than none, but eventually I want them to go to 8. My only issue with the whole structure is going to be who picks who goes into that 4-team
Yeah,
playoff.
and today they revealed it's not going to start this year. It's not even going to start next year, which is sad. It's going to start 2014 season. It's going to be into the year 2025, this playoff. So they signed a pretty big, long contract. But the committee is only going to be 5 people. And who are these 5 people going to be? I want these 5 people to be at least someone who watches every game. Maybe not every snap. Maybe every snap. Why the hell not?
Somebody that was thrown out there?
There's only 5 guys.
One person that was thrown out there as part of the committee?
Who?
Condoleezza Rice.
Really?
Swear to God. Yeah, I'm not
She
joking.
watches football that
I didn't
much?
make that up. Yeah. She said she's wanted to be the commissioner of the NFL. That was a goal of hers, was to be the commissioner. So she watches football. So,
wow.
I can't discount that.
Well, I mean, if she ran our forces, so
Yeah,
I guess
I wouldn't use that on the resume.
Am I happy with 4 teams? I think it's a start. I'll only be happy if there's talks a couple years after, like 2016. There's talks of 6 and 8 teams. The reason why, we touched on this a little bit last show, but we didn't know if this was going to be a for sure deal or when it was going to happen even. But the teams like Boise State, the teams like all the Texas, the Techs, the Virginia Techs, what are they going to do? And the strength of schedule doesn't come into play anymore because there's no BCS system to rank it. There's no computer to rank your strength of schedule versus your wins versus how you won last week, which is okay because that's what we all wanted. We didn't want to judge a win versus that other team who lost against that team 2 weeks ago. We didn't want that. So but only 4 teams, man. Think about this. The NFL has 32 teams, right? 12 teams make it to the playoff. Division 1 teams, I think it's 122 or 120, and only 4 make it.
Yeah, but
to the playoff.
In NFL, you can be the New York Giants and make it to the playoffs with a 9-7 record.
Yeah.
In college football, strength of schedule, never cared for that. To me, that was just bogus. So now the record is more definite. How much you win, how much you lose actually counts for something in college football. Yeah. So, there's always controversy about who should be in the championship game, but really, there's never like, these 5 teams should be national champions. It's always, 3, maybe 4 teams. So that's why a 4-game playoff would be good to the sense that, okay, it's going to eliminate a lot because we usually have 4 or 5 teams in the conversation. You could throw them all in the playoffs and then let them sort it out. Yeah,
because last year, I think Oklahoma got robbed. They lost to Iowa State because of the plane crash incident. And I think that should have been taken into consideration if this 4-team playoff was in place this year. Yeah, they definitely would have made some noise. It's just too bad that they would have played Oregon. They would have played Oregon or Stanford, and they probably would have won, and then they would have gotten into that national championship game.
So I like the idea now, the theory of it, but until I know who's on the committee, I can't tell you whether I'm going to love it or not.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and we'll keep you updated on that. So we have a new segment coming up for you guys. It's the fan interaction, What Say You segment on the Man Cave Sports Radio. Basically, we want to get you guys interaction on Facebook, on Twitter, on our YouTube channel, which now is blowing up like crazy overnight. I want to thank you guys for that again. But we're going to ask you questions, so keep a lookout on all those avenues for social media and answer the questions, and you'll make it on the air. We even put a picture, or if you have a video that you want to show, or you want to ask a question on a video, we'll even play that.
No censorship. Say what you want.
Say what you want.
Now we pick whether it goes on, so
yeah. Try to keep the cursing to a minimum.
At least make it about sports. We don't care what you say, but at least make it about sports.
Yeah, exactly. So, one of the segments that we got going on is Miami Heat. With them winning, and got me thinking, especially the way that Juwan Howard acted like a fool on the podium when he was giving his little speech.
Stole mine.
So it made me think, all right, what other players do I feel don't deserve that championship ring when the rest of the team got it? So I got to thinking, Juwan Howard definitely is up on the list.
Yeah.
Mark Madsen.
Yeah.
Mark
Well,
Madsen.
okay, but no, because Mark Madsen, those years that they won, he actually contributed. He was in the
contributed
game.
to the bench?
He was in the game, and he contributed in games. Whether it was 6 fouls, whatever, he
That is
contributed.
true. I think he did. He ended up he fouled out, and I think a record time. He fouled out in like 2.5 minutes.
Which is fine. That's
Yeah,
cool. If
yeah.
you suck, I mean, that's all you're good for. 6 fouls, you're a big man. You know, whatever. You're paid because you're big. Get in there, foul somebody.
So who else? Who can you think of?
Eddie Curry.
Oh.
Eddie Curry. It's just honestly, there's a bunch of players on the Heat that jumped on because they're like, hey, they're not going to ask a lot of us.
Yeah.
You know, the players that knew they were going to get in the rotation, the
They gave
Baggies,
Eddie
the
Curry
Mike
a second
Millers.
chance.
Yeah, but I mean, second chance for what? Sit on the bench?
Yeah.
Instead of sitting in the 14th spot, he gets to move up to the 11th.
He was
like,
in case happens. That's what he was. In case stuff happens.
well, exactly. Unless we need a big body, somebody in there for 6 fouls, we'll throw Eddie Curry. Now he's a champion.
Yeah. So then I got to thinking. I know when people win championships again, how do you win a championship and say you don't deserve it? But I got to thinking some teams maybe made it to the championship game but didn't deserve it to make it to the championship game. Like, for instance, the Cleveland Cavaliers when they played against San Antonio Spurs, they didn't deserve it to be there. They made it to the NBA Finals.
Because the East was just ridiculously garbage that year.
Yeah, exactly. So that's probably the one team that jumped up at me. I'm trying to go football, and I'm thinking, all right, when the Seattle Seahawks beat the Saints at home, I was like, man, they didn't deserve.
Why
They
not?
didn't even deserve to play that game, but they won. They caught them off guard.
They didn't stop Marshawn Lynch.
I don't think they had a 500 record. I think they had a losing
They were
record.
8-8.
They were 8-8. I thought they were 7-9.
7-9.
Yeah.
So,
So,
you're right.
man, they didn't deserve.
But they won.
Yeah.
No, okay, football
they
is different though, because football is, you know, if you're good or one play's not going to change the game. Like that game, they stood with the Saints the whole game.
Yeah.
And the Saints couldn't stop them. It wasn't the other way around.
Marshawn Lynch
went
beast
off.
mode.
Went off.
If you guys don't know what beast mode is, go and watch that Seahawks and Saints game. That's beast
That
mode.
revived his career. That game.
Yeah. I mean, he was running 20 yards with 2 people on his
Just
back,
nothing.
one person on his
couldn't
shoes,
stop
still going. Yeah.
Now, as far as let's see, who do I think won the championship? Yeah, I'll put an asterisk by the Heat this year because first of all, it's a shortened season, so I'll give Thunder credit. Let's say it was a full season, and the Thunder would have hit the slump that they did against the Heat.
Yeah, and you also got to think about this. If it was a longer season, Green's been hurt. Green was, they got from Oklahoma, from Boston. And Boston gave Miami a run for the money. If they would have had Green,
Right.
that would have been a completely different series.
There could have been moves made on the rosters that. Again, they won it. Can't take that away from LeBron's a champion. Yeah, whatever. And he got it. I don't hate LeBron. He got a championship. Because you know what's bugging me now, and I'm probably gonna be, I guess you can call me Skip Bayless on him now, and even Skip Bayless is bugging me with his coverage of LeBron now. Mm-hmm. Now that he's won a championship, I got it. Everybody's forgiving what he's done. To me, he played 4 good games, the finals, or let's say the last two rounds of the playoffs, played good. But I don't think that forgives all the choking he's done in the past.
Well, you got to think it like this. I mean, Dirk went through hell to get his championship. Well, keep in mind, Dirk didn't have a TV show called The
Exactly.
Decision.
That's the difference.
Yeah, but Dirk, he had the non-clutch gene that people called where he couldn't finish, he couldn't win, and he finally got over the hump. And look at the respect he gets.
But he don't have the chosen one on his back.
He doesn't. I think LeBron matured a little bit, and we saw the maturity. I think that he will continue to grow. I think we haven't even seen his best, to be honest with you.
I think he's being fake now. Skip Bayless said he's humble now, and I don't think he's humble. I just think he's actually aware now. If he says something stupid, the backlash he's gonna get. So he's watching what he says now. Yeah. He's not being himself.
We'll see. I mean, quite honestly, I think that maybe he's not being himself. He's being a little he's taking himself to another place when he's playing on the court. Whether that's healthy for him or not, it got him a championship. But we'll see as the years go on. But you can't deny him his respect. I mean, the man just won a championship.
He's a great player. He's a great player.
He averaged almost a triple-double throughout the playoffs. I mean, you can't ignore that.
Oh, he's a stat stuffer. But again, see, that's what a lot of people focus on. Yeah, he lights up stats. But where's he at the fourth quarter of the games?
Yeah, and he wasn't. You can't just because he didn't hit, the final within 10-second shot. He did hit some big shots with 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes left of those games, and then whether he was hurt or not, cramping or not, he hit a big ass three, to put his team up 3 points when it was a tie game with 2 minutes to go.
It was stupid. Well, okay, he got an open three.
It wasn't open.
No, that was open. They laid off him because he was cramped.
Yeah.
To me, if he's cramped up on both thighs, you make him drive. Why would you back off and give him an open 3-point?
Maybe they thought he was faking.
That was Cephalosha that backed up off him and gave him an open three.
And then they're not the coach or somebody didn't tell him to get up on him. If that was me, I would definitely tell him to get up on him. All right, so let's get off the LeBron James train a little bit since all the other major sports avenues are totally riding him right now. We're going to get off. So now on the Bounty Gate. So there was a Saints coach who said, his name is Joe Vitt. He said, hey, I'll take the lie detector test. I'll take the lie detector test just to tell you that I'm not lying. I had nothing to do with any bounty program, and I'll tell you the truth about any bounty program if it was, anything. So give me the lie detector test. And it had me thinking, who other professional players do I want taking a lie detector test? And the top people that come to my mind is Kobe Bryant.
What? Why?
I want to know
if he raped her.
Yeah, I do. I kind of do. I was like, did you? I know he didn't because...
She didn't. She was a whore.
Yeah. But we don't get into details, but yeah.
Okay, she did like 3 dudes within 24-hour span, so yeah. Long story short.
I just want to know that and ask him about, when was the turning point for him in basketball. I want an honest answer from him. I don't want the normal bullcrap he gives, but... And also, I probably want to talk to Mike Tyson. What was going through your head? How much cocaine did you sniff before that fight when you bit off Evander Holyfield's ear?
Oh, that's what you would ask him about?
Yeah.
He raped somebody. He went to jail. That's what you're going to ask him about?
Yeah, why am I picking the rapist? What's going on?
That's what you're going to pick? That's who you're picking?
I forgot all about the Robin. Robin Givens is, I thought, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, if I'm going to ask somebody, I got 2 people. And I'm actually ashamed that you didn't pick either one of these. O.J. Simpson or Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds, did you really take? Ain't Roger Clemens. I think I'll ask Roger.
Roger, hey,
you can't deny that.
He's innocent.
He had so many Cy Young awards after people said he was done. And he got like 4 of them after.
And he got bigger and all that. I get it. But honestly, I would just want Bonds to admit it, just so I know. Because honestly, even if he did it, I don't care. I'd be happy. I'd go, cool. What? Like, thank you for saving baseball. It sucked before you brought it back.
You say the truth, brother, because look it. If Barry Bonds is taking steroids, you don't think the pitchers were taking steroids?
Right.
You don't think the person hitting 4th, 5th, 6th behind Bonds was
Wasn't
taking steroids?
he playing against Clemens when Clemens was on steroids?
That was an era. We have to let people who whether they got proven that they took steroids or allegedly took steroids, we have to let them in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Why? Because at that time, it was a level playing field because everyone was doing it.
Right.
How do we know? Because they had PEDs, greenies, all that stuff in the clubhouse. So, hey.
America's pastime, baby. Gotta love it.
Let him in. All right, so, we had a fan that chimed in and said if he can hook up somebody to a lie detector test, he will hook up Chris Humphries. And he will ask, did Kim Kardashian ever scream Ray J's name in bed?
He never got to sleep with her. How would he know? He didn't know.
Oh, didn't?
Probably not. Come on now.
I'm
just saying. Of course he got to sleep with her. I would hope so. After all that humiliation, at least you got to sleep with her.
He got, $8 million out of it?
God.
All right. So that was our fan interaction. Like I said, you guys, our Twitter's up there, as you guys see. Twitter's right there. At MCR Sports Show, our new fan interaction. We're going to do it every week. If you guys want to reply with the video, if you want to reply with text, pictures, whatever, we'll put it up. We'll put you on. We'll make you famous.
Not before we do that.
Yeah.
Let us get there first.
So now let's retouch about a little bit about the draft and a little bit about the rumors and some trades that are actually taking place already and prelim to the NBA draft. Now, Jared Slunger is actually, he's supposed to be a top 5 pick, rumored to be a top 5 pick.
Not anymore.
Yeah, because of his back injuries. It's been said that with his back injuries and his Mike Miller-esque, that's what they actually said. He's Mike Miller-esque.
That's never a good comparison.
Yeah.
That's for anything, like, unless they say, oh, he can shoot threes like Mike Miller.
Yeah, so look for him to drop. I don't even think he's going to get picked in the first round.
No, so. I mean, it's his injuries. It's a bulging disc. It's major. Like that's what Dwight had surgery on. So and you're a rookie coming in with already something that serious.
Yeah.
And he's he's taking a bunch of therapy for it, massages, all this. But do you really want to draft somebody that's as young as he is, 18 to 20 years old, with that has to go through that much therapy just to play?
No. Now, if he falls into my lap in the second round, maybe it's worth taking a shot.
Well, it depends who you are. If you're like a team that's already set up, like San Antonio, you could take him.
Yeah. I mean, look, they took the guy from Pitt.
DeJuan Blair.
Blair. They took Blair, and he has no cartilage in his knee, and they took a chance on him, and he turned out to be a beast.
Yeah, he had a great year.
For some reason, they didn't play him in the playoffs until they were down in the series against the Thunder. But yeah, he turned out to be a good rebounder. He hustles. He can still jump, and he can get after it. So take a chance on him in the second round. I'll probably do that. And the Houston Rockets, like I said before, they're stocking up on picks to maybe make a move at Dwight Howard, or make a move for Pau Gasol. Now, I think if Dwight Howard doesn't like Orlando, he's not going to like Houston. I mean, it's the same thing minus the water. There's lakes in Orlando at least. Maybe there's a lake in Houston.
And it's hot as hell.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
Well, he knows where he wants to go. So if Houston, let's say they do trade for him, they're only renting him for the year. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean,
it's going to be the same scenario as it was last year.
And you're giving up all those picks for 1 year, not knowing if he's going to sign a contract.
I mean, I think it's a great thing if they do, because you're giving up a bunch of unproven players to get Dwight Howard for a year. Yeah. And depending on what your team does, he might go, hey, we're actually pretty good. I'll stick around. If not, you get him for a year, he gets off the books, and look how much cap space you got after he's gone. You could sign big-time names after he leaves.
That's the thing, though. It seems like they can't attract big-time names. Either it has to be through a draft or through a trade, because everybody seems to ignore Houston.
Money will talk.
Yeah.
They got cap space. They can bring in two. It's like any other team. It's like Boston. You bring in one good player, other people want to play with him.
Yeah, but Boston had that history. Paul Pierce. If Paul Pierce played for Seattle at the time, and they wanted to bring those guys in, it would have never happened.
It would have.
I don't think so.
It all depends where. They didn't go there because it's Boston. They went there because it's going to be us three there.
Yeah. I think they went there too because of the history. You know what I mean?
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
If you're going to play for someone, you might as well play for the Boston Celtics.
Speaking of history, the Lakers are looking to make moves too. They're rumored to try to make a move to trade Powell. They're going to trade Artest. And Mark Stein of ESPN actually said almost everybody but Bynum and Kobe is on the trading block.
As it should be.
There's not much value on the roster behind Pau Gasol. I think that's it. I mean, who's going to take Ron Artest $15 million the last 2 years of his contract?
Yeah, he still has 2 years. If it was 1 year deal, then I would say yes, because they get him off the books. But no, 2 years, it's...
I mean, if someone said, hey, you could take Ron Artest, we don't want anything in return, just pay him.
Well, they might buy him out. I mean, you never know.
I mean, that would be hard to get a team to do that. Yeah, they could buy him out. But I think the Lakers do need to make a move. In this system, if they're going to keep Mike Brown at the head coach and they're content with that, they have to move Pau Gasol. They have to get more athletic at the 3 and more athletic at the 4. Someone who can run the court and block shots, and that's all he does.
Oh, no. I don't like the direction they're heading. It seems like Jerry Buss is just... He's too proud to be an owner. He refuses to get rid of Andrew Bynum because that was his pick. That's his player.
That's his, yep.
And that to me says volumes, because he doesn't. He's worried about himself, how he looks, not the team and their success. I say right now, you trade Bynum, you get Dwight Howard, you get somebody. You can get a lot. You can get Darren Williams.
Yeah.
For Andrew Bynum.
Yeah.
I would make that trade in a heartbeat. You still got Gasol, you'll have Kobe, and you'll have Darren Williams.
I agree with you. I mean, he's just stubborn. Maybe he's thinking, you know, I saw this guy play all years in high school. This is my intro to my era as the Lakers owner. You know, this is my stamp. And that's how he's seeing it, and that's the direction he's going. And even if that direction ran Phil Jackson away, because Phil Jackson could have stayed, if they would have gave him a little bit more ownership options, he saw
the ship sinking.
Yeah. Just like he saw it sinking the first time.
Well, look, everything you just said, exactly. But all that is exactly what attributes to Bynum having the attitude he does.
Yeah, he has to fix that.
Because Bynum knows that he's not going to get rid of me. I'm his guy. Like, I represent him. I go, that means he failed.
And they need to fix that. I mean, or he needs to fix his attitude. And Kobe's now in a part of his career where he's getting behind more of his teammates.
He's got to win now.
But he needs to maybe kick Andrew Bynum in the butt a little bit. They said they bonded over last All-Star break, yada, yada, yada. But he needs to do something to get this kid in the right frame of mind. So also, the Pistons deal Ben Gordon to the Bobcats. And they get a protected pick, actually, for Corey Maggette. So who wins? Who do I think wins out of this? Corey Maggette and Ben Gordon, kind of a wash, right?
Yeah. I honestly, on that one, I would take Ben Gordon over Corey Maggette. So I'd say the Bobcats get better. Yeah.
I mean, they have a, what was he, 6'2", point guard / 2 guard. He can shoot.
He can score.
Yeah. Corey Maggette is kind of on the side of his career where he's not as fast to the hole, and his jumper is not what it used to be, especially with the Clippers. It was with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with you there. Pistons, the Bobcats are a little bit better. And the Bobcats got a pick, too. They got to protect the pick, though. Protect it.
Oh, yeah.
So Drew Brees, what's up with him, man? I mean, he still hasn't got a contract. Still. The state of New Orleans is in right now with the Bounty Gate, with the people getting suspended, with the bugs being planted in the opposition owner's box. I mean, how can you not lock that piece in? The only person that can hold your team together when your coach isn't there.
But see, that's the thing. He is locked in. They franchise tagged him. He's supposed to play for them because you know what? And I'll go back to him and the NFL Players Union. You guys agreed to these types of things, the franchise tags, something that keeps you where you don't want to be. You agreed to it. Now you have to live with it. Tough.
Yeah, I do understand that. Like when they franchise a running back or something like that, that's maybe in their 4th year who wants to get paid. I can understand that. I can see the owner's point of view. But for Drew Brees, how much he means to that city, how much he means to that team, I think they owe him, and the fans for that matter, to sign him to a 4-year deal, maybe a 5-year deal if he asks for it.
But can you tell me he's got 4 or 5 years left? Good years?
It doesn't matter, dude. That team is in shambles.
Well, it's the NFL too, and on the plus side, they can sign him for a big deal and cut him.
Yeah, they can. They can.
But you know, anything
front
he's
loaded,
it's going to be guaranteed. They're looking at 20-30 million guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, I think they got to pay the guy. And now they're saying the NFL, well, of course, he's knee-deep in the NFL Players Association. He is the spokesman for him. And the players are thinking about filing a suit against them or hiring investigators to see, is it because I am the leader of the Players Association, the reason why you're not giving me the contract that I deserve and that I'm asking for?
No. He's it's just business.
Yeah.
He's not the youngest quarterback out there. He's still very good and effective, but he's not, he had a record-breaking year last year.
I say right now he's second, maybe 2A or 2B.
With Brady?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree. So he deserves money, but I think he's looking for a real long-term deal, maybe more than 5 years, and that I wouldn't give.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it. Maybe if they front load the heck out of that thing, like give him, Tom Brady money for the first 3 years, which he deserves. He deserves Tom Brady money. And then after that, lower it down a little bit, and then when it's time to hang it up or when he doesn't have it anymore, they can cut him. That's what I think they should do.
So it depends whoever's making the money decisions whether they want to pay him or not. I mean, I would pay him, and trust me, I would hope that they don't pay him. So if he comes free, he ends up in San Francisco. Because I know. I mean, honestly, I think he'll get more teams pursuing him than Peyton Manning did.
Yeah.
Because he's younger,
so
he's healthier,
and he's not coming off of a major surgery.
Exactly.
With question marks.
So I mean, by all means, don't pay him, New Orleans. And I don't want anything New Orleans to do that'll make him better. So by all means, keep pissing him off and
selfish reasons here at the Man Cave Sports Radio Show.
We're doing a sports show, but I'm a sports fan first.
All right, so now let's get into the sports or local edition of our show, where we talk about the Raiders, and of course Abel talks about his Niners, and of course we clash and we fight.
Do this.
But really, the new Raider news is Cedric Benson. The Raiders are looking for someone to shore up that backup position, or the 1-2 punch to McFadden, and of course to cover McFadden when he gets hurt.
Which will happen.
Going to happen. It happens every year, and this upcoming year will not be any different. Is it a good pickup? Yeah, I mean, he's not any worse than Michael Bush. Is he better than Michael Bush? Maybe he has a little bit better speed through the hole. He did rush for over 1,000 yards last year. So yeah, I would like that pickup if they get him.
No, I would. I don't say a lot of great things about the Raiders, but that would actually be a really good pickup for them because McFadden's going to get hurt, and I think he is better than Bush.
Yeah,
Bush had a couple games, but then he just fell off the face of the planet.
When he fell off the face of the planet, when he got that attention,
they figured him out, right?
Yeah, teams start studying film, and they start
game planning
for him, and he couldn't adjust. He couldn't make the adjustments. Not at all. That's the difference between the Adrian Peterson, even a Derek McFadden, because teams know what he can do. He still
he's
goes out there and busts you up.
You still got to beat him to the edge.
Yeah, and and he's a backup. He is not going to be a starter. He is a backup.
Right.
Yeah. So Cedric Benson, he'll help. And plus, he's known starter. He's a known starter. So if he can accept the backup role, it'll be awesome.
Just pick him up, sign him. You guys need somebody. I mean, it's not you guys have a bunch of draft picks and cap space to work with anyway. So if he's willing to come to Oakland, why not? Shows how bad he's hurting, but whatever. He might save his career. He might save his career there. He might turn around because he's going to get a lot of playing time. So smart move on his end.
Yeah, I think McFadden's going to miss a minimum 4 games.
Yep.
A minimum 4 games. Raider fans, we have to just get used to it every year. I mean, he is an elite back.
Raider fans get used to it. Come on now.
We're just going to have to get used to him.
Raider fans get used to it. Come on now. You're telling Raider fans to be realistic. How often does that happen?
Hey, all fans.
Hey, guys. Fans. Carson Palmer's still a top 10, right?
No, he's top 17. Top 17.
Not according to Jaworski.
Jaworski sucks. All right, so the players actually spoke out a little bit about Dennis Allen, the new coach for the Raiders, and they're saying, especially the longtime Raider players, Huff included, saying, "Man, I haven't seen anything like this, since I've been with the Raiders. Everything's organized. There's a little playfulness in it, but everything's organized. Everything's down to business. Things that." The reason why we were having penalties, he saw why we're having penalties. We're working on fixing them in practice, whereas before, no one even mentioned the penalties. How the hell can you be the worst team in the NFL in penalties and not mention it one time in practice?
And not just the worst last year. I'm talking years in a row.
8-8.
No, I'm talking penalties.
Oh, okay. Yeah, penalties, yeah. Worse.
The whole, okay.
It was biblically worse.
So players buy in. What does that mean?
The players buying in, meaning, okay, new coaches don't get respect usually.
Yes, they do.
Oh, no, they don't, man. No, they don't.
Okay, what are players going to say? What if they didn't buy in? What are they going to say?
Players will say, things are going whatever. Or the coaches are. I don't know what they'll say, but it wouldn't be to the points of the line of where these are eye-opening, eye-popping moments that they're seeing in training camp. Where usually in Raider training camp, you don't see things like that. Even though they've been going through coaches, it seems like every year things like this haven't been said. Like, we've never done this before. Now we know how to correct it. Oh, we've never had ran multiple defenses before to stop certain things. Now we can. I haven't heard anything like this coming out of OTAs or training camps for Raiders.
So what's that saying? I'm just saying, years. These guys have been with the team years, and this is the first time they see anything like that.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad, isn't it? It's sad.
Okay, but then again, I go back to the realism of Raider fans. Every year, though, for the last since 2002, I've been hearing, "Oh, this is our year. This is gonna happen again."
The fan. Fan is short.
And you hear the same shit
fanatic.
from players.
Fan is short for fanatic. If you don't,
we got talent. We got that.
If you don't believe your team's gonna win the Super Bowl, why buy tickets? Why watch the game? You have to believe. You guys
didn't buy tickets. You guys didn't sell out till last year.
Yeah, last year we did sell out.
And honestly, it was only because the Raiders had an up and down season where they'll win 2, they'll lose 3, they'll win 2. So you guys kept that hope alive all season. Usually it's, the hope's here. It's our year. First game blowout. There goes the blackouts. Start them.
No, we were 8-8 both years. I mean, it was okay. But, every fan, ask Jacksonville fans to go out there and watch that game.
They don't go to games.
I mean, Cincinnati, even when they were going through their lull, when they sold out every game, they didn't black out when they were going through 5-win seasons. I mean, you're gonna think your team's gonna win. Hey, look at the Niners,
and
man.
Sellout. We didn't black out. We haven't had a blackout.
No,
we haven't had one.
Okay, but check this out. But you were telling me, okay, you guys went through 5-win seasons under Singletary, right? 5 and 6, right?
Oh, that was his first year, but then we went 8-8 the second year.
I'm just saying, but you always had that mentality, like, hey, we're gonna win. I don't care.
But that's because I saw it. I saw things. Singletary was. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was a motivator more than a coach. Motivator more than a coach. Oh, but come on.
No.
Don't tell me Dallas Allen's a motivator. Bullshit.
You said that you saw the potential in your team, but you didn't have the right.
Yeah, because we had players like Patrick Willis, Vernon Davis.
Yeah, but no one knew the potential of Patrick Willis.
What are you talking about? Nobody knew. He was all pro first year. We knew.
The reason why he's successful, they scaled down what he does on defense. He doesn't do everything what he did.
He does everything.
Before.
What are you talking about? He does pass protection, stops the run. He does everything. No. The only thing he does is doesn't pass rush. He doesn't sack the quarterback.
Yeah, and that's
which they're changing this year.
Oh, they are changing.
They're gonna have him blitz more.
Okay, yeah, because that's what he said. Like he doesn't. He said he doesn't do as much as he did the years previous. And it took it was a bit humbling for him that they didn't ask as much for him.
God damn, where's that article? Hold on.
But hey, you saw the potential. Even though we don't have a Patrick Willis type player, but we have a Brooks type linebacker.
We have a McClain.
We do have a McClain, and
who I've been hearing is good. Raider fans keep telling me he's good. He's good.
Is Brooks. Brooks is good.
Who? Curry.
No, I'm talking about Brooks for the Niners.
Oh, Ahmad Brooks.
Yeah.
He's
Brooks,
good.
He's good. So is McClain. They're about even.
No, they are not.
We don't have a Bowman.
They are not.
Okay.
McClain would not start on the 49ers. He would not be on our roster.
That's because you guys have
Larry Grant is better than
McClain. No.
You're tripping.
No.
There's no way. No way.
Bowman, I'll give you. Bowman, we have no one who could touch Bowman. No one who could touch Willis. You guys have out of the top 10 linebackers in the game. You guys have 2.5.
Our backups would start on the Raiders. Larry Grant, Ahmad Brooks, they start on the Raiders.
I don't think Larry would. I don't think
Larry Grant, he didn't fall off. The play didn't fall off at linebacker when Patrick Willis got hurt at all. Larry Grant went in there and surprised everybody, and that's why he got signed this offseason.
Yeah.
When one person gets hurt on the Raiders, they crumble. Not that they're doing good before
one
person
person
gets hurt.
No, we lose people like key players on offense. That's different. We lose our fastest wide receiver who can spread the field. We lose our quarterback. We lose our running back. That's totally different.
Who the 49ers have?
That's totally different.
We didn't have key players to begin with. Crabtree's our best receiver. He sucks.
And you guys struggled for it. You guys couldn't score in the red zone for a while. There was games where you guys didn't score in the red zone. So you guys did suffer for it. But you guys had the defense to allow for those mistakes. Whereas the Raiders, if we didn't score 35 points, they weren't going to win a game.
God.
That's what it was. So where was I before?
Your verdict. I'm sorry. They bought in on Dennis Allen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I wanted to also touch on the 21st. They said that, what's his name again? The hack
Ron Jaworski.
Jaworski.
He rated all the quarterbacks 1 through 32.
Actually, that guy is not actually bad. He wrote the article about the fall of the BCS that I read.
He's
pretty
great.
good.
And
he is
of
good.
course, he's taking a lot of shit from Raider fans right now because how could Carson Palmer be the 21st best quarterback when he had such a great season in 2005?
Well, yeah. Well, you got to think about it like this. I started thinking, I was like, man, 21st? What the hell is he thinking? Then I start going down the list. He's not far off from the 21st best quarterback. I have him at like 17.
You're
18,
a Raider fan. You're
18,
a Raider fan.
17 maybe.
You're a Raider fan. Tell me why you think Carson Palmer is good. Just off the top of your head right now. Why is he good?
He's good because he can make plays, throws in tight windows. He'll take chances in tight windows. He can throw over the. He's one of the best over the top passers with touch, like Peyton Manning does. He can do that really well. I think what he doesn't have though, he doesn't have mobility. He can't get outside of the pocket. So if a play breaks down, that's it. That the play's over. So he's a good in the pocket passer. And that's it. Good in the pocket passer. He doesn't have as much zip as he did have on the ball.
Okay,
but he can put touch on it.
Okay, so he can put touch on it. Where are you getting this from? I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, what highlights are you looking at that you're
Well, it's
coming
not
to
the
this
highlights.
conclusion?
It's the games. If you look at the touch that he puts on the ball, where it's, if you guys listened to our show last year, you heard me say after the Raider games, I haven't seen a quarterback since Rich Gannon who could throw over the top and we have a chance of catching it. Campbell used to do it, but it was by luck maybe if the guy would catch up to it. So his touch is there. If it's over the top, it's not going to be an interception. The point where he gets to throw an interception, it's if the play breaks down a little bit. First read's gone, second read's gone. He's taking a chance. He's trying to zip the ball in a tight window. He's trusted his arm too much, and I think that's where he fell.
Okay, here's what I point out to Raider fans.
You did this last week. We don't want to hear it again.
I'll do it every week because it's still true
again.
this week. He threw 16 interceptions in 10 games last year. And I'll take away 3 of those because of the first game that he got off the couch and blah, blah, blah.
Second game,
whatever the excuse is. I don't know why coming off a couch makes a difference when you have a cornerback in front of a receiver you still throw it to. But by all means, he got off the couch and he couldn't realize a cornerback from Kansas City was standing in front of a receiver. So he'll throw the ball. So I'll take away 3 of those. That's still 13 interceptions in 10 games. It's more than one a game.
It's bad.
He takes chances. Do you want your quarterback taking chances and throwing that many interceptions?
Look at Eli. Eli Manning threw over 20 interceptions in the season, and he won the Super Bowl next year. People were saying the same thing. He's terrible. He's not the best anymore. He doesn't have it anymore. He threw over 20. He threw, I want to say, 24 interceptions. 24 interceptions.
Let's do this then. Here. So I'm not just throwing stats out there. Bring him up here. Eli Manning, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, Eli Manning.
Okay.
What was it, 2010 season?
All right, let's see here.
Yeah, so I have Carson Palmer at probably 8. Let's say 18 to be fair. 18 to be fair. I'm just trying to think of the quarterbacks I put him ahead of.
Eli Manning.
Yeah, Brady, Manning, Brees, Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Cam Newton, Peyton Manning, Stafford, Rivers, Cutler, Vitt, Ryan, Romo.
You're putting all those in front of Palmer.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Flacco,
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. Schwab, not Schwab. Schwab is financial. Schwab. Alex Smith. Do I put him ahead? You got to give me time on that one.
I don't.
Hold on. No. This is the reason why you got to give me time on this one. He didn't have the. If you say it right now as of what it was last season, no. And it's kind of because he didn't have anyone to throw it to, and they couldn't score in the red zone. So no, I wouldn't put him ahead.
That's ridiculous.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry, but
so Jaworski rated Alex Smith number 16 on that same list, 5 spots ahead of Carson Palmer. And just like everybody else, he pointed out Alex Smith's, how he was managed by Harbaugh. He was a game manager.
Yeah,
but then he went on to describe his accuracy, his throws. He outdueled Drew Brees in the playoffs. He outdueled Eli Manning the first time they played him. So who did Carson Palmer outplay last year? It's not that Alex Smith can't make the throws that Palmer does. He's just not asked to do them.
Well, it's 2 different systems. That's why he's not asked to make the same throws. And I don't even know what to expect offensively this year from the Raiders. But what I saw from Alex Smith, yeah, he's a great passer. But what I put him in front of, with the receivers that he had, I have to say no. I just have to. I have to. And especially with the weird season that Carson Palmer had, coming off the couch playing an offense that he wasn't familiar with. Man, it's kind of hard. I just have to go off the pass. I did. To be honest with you, I kind of went off the pass, and I went off last season. Yeah, I did.
Okay, so how the hell can you say Palmer is better than
just like
Smith if you went off last year? If you're going off last year alone, how can you do that? What supports that? Nothing.
I didn't go off last year. I just said I went off previous years too. Just like when I say Peyton Manning's ahead of them, I'm not going off last year. He didn't play, but I'm going off his reputation. I'm going off all of his years of being clutch, all of his years of throwing those crazy passes. Tom Brady, the same thing. His consistency of all those years. I'm putting that into consideration, not just 1 year stats, because you don't play. You play football for the longevity of it, especially at quarterback.
But when we talk, and if we talk about last year,
think about it, you could say this too. Alex Smith, that could have been his breakout year last year, because before that he
had no weapons. He had no weapons last year. He had Vernon Davis. That's it. He had Vernon Davis. Who else?
That's why I know.
No, I would call it his breakout year. I am calling it his breakout year. But this year, look at the weapons he's got now: Manningham, Moss, Crabtree, Vernon Davis. He's gonna have LaMichael James, Frank Gore, Kendall Hunter. He's got no excuse now.
So until we see it.
No, but even with what he had 17 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. A quarterback.
That
only 5. He had the best ratio in the NFL over Aaron Rodgers.
What is he? Can you sort that by his passing yards? Let's see. How many passing yards did he have?
Passing yards he had.
Rank his passing yards.
He didn't have a. He had 3,100.
And what rank? What would that put him?
Well, as far as rank, I don't know rank, but it wasn't a lot. I mean, it's not up there.
Right.
I think he was mid-pack.
All right. So that is his breakout
17
year,
to 5. I mean, how can you tell me someone that throws 16 interceptions in 10 games is better than someone that threw only 5 in 16?
So according to what you're saying, right? If Eli Manning, when he threw his 24 interceptions,
still had 31 touchdowns.
So when he threw his 24 interceptions, right? So you're trying to say that you would have picked up Tony Romo or Michael Vick over him because he had one season where he threw 20. That's how you're saying. You're going off of that one year.
Yeah, I am saying, because first of all, you're talking about Palmer like he's like okay, before he went on the couch, he had a great season. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
What Palmer's done is, since 2005, he's had 2 seasons with 20 interceptions, one with 18, and he threw 16 last year in only 10 games. If you want to bring the past, I'm showing how Carson Palmer's talent has helped him out in the past, but now that's diminishing, and now he has to rely more on his decision making, and it's terrible.
Well, it's not decision making. It's well, you look at Dalton now in the same system. He's starting to thrive now, but you still have to wait till he has a full season under his belt, a full training camp, a full OTA before you decide whether or not the Raiders should have got. I think this is the year where he's going to be judged. This is the year where the Raider fans are going to say, hey, dude, that was bad, or that was a good trade. Regardless, Raiders had to do something, obviously, because the backups couldn't do anything. So Raiders had to do something.
Yeah, you got Liner.
And no, I mean when Campbell went down.
Oh,
when Campbell went down, the Raiders had to do something because the playoff hopes were still there.
But that's what I'm saying is bringing in Palmer wasn't something good. They did something, but it wasn't good.
It was the one of the only moves. Well, who we're gonna bring in? The guy from what's it called, that had back surgery. Not Garrett. Gerard.
Oh, okay.
I mean, who else were we gonna bring in? We didn't have any options, man.
You didn't have to give your number one. You had Pryor. I mean, I'm not saying he's better.
And that was all
Hugh Jackson.
Hugh Jackson's fault. 100% on Hugh Jackson. That falls on Hugh Jackson.
Okay, but back to what we started. You can't tell me. I mean, you could tell me. I just don't see how that Palmer is better than Alex Smith.
I just say because look, Carson Palmer. I'm going off, like you said, past history. Even though he's had, you said 118 interception and then the 16, but I can't judge a guy off of one good season. Just like Cam Newton. Cam Newton had better than expectations or exceeded our expectations in the first year. I still can't judge the guy yet.
So
I
you're
have to
telling
judge
me
him.
you wouldn't take Cam Newton? You don't think Cam Newton's better quarterback right now than Carson Palmer?
Oh, I didn't say that at all.
Okay.
No.
So you can't judge him from. So you can't judge him from 1 year. You can't judge
6
him.
or 7.
You can't judge him from 1 year then.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying that. I could look at his skill set and see that it's better than Carson Palmer's. For sure, I can see that. Especially the way he throws a long ball and throws the tight spiral in between windows. You can't coach that. And Carson Palmer, he's past that time where he doesn't have the arm strength to do that anymore. But I'm just saying that I'm not ready to crown him over Vic or anybody like that because he's only had 1 season.
Right, but we're not talking about. We're talking
I'm just
about
giving
Palmer.
you examples.
I
can't judge a guy off of 1 breakout season.
It's Palmer and Alex Smith right now.
1 breakout. Show me if he can, and it's easier for him this year, no doubt, with the new weapons. If you could do it this year and throw a little bit more yards, then yeah.
Ah, goddamn, you guys are frustrated.
Yeah.
Goddamn nation.
Raider Nation, baby. All right, so that's it on my Raiders side. What do you got on your 49ers side?
No, that's it. I've said enough. Alex Smith was number 16 quarterback on Jaworski's list, and that's rightfully so to me. Middle of the pack, decent, and he was also voted the top quarterback in the NFC West, which again, it's true. Who would be better than him in the NFC West? Tell me.
Right now?
Right now.
No one. I mean, look who the quarterbacks are.
Okay.
There isn't a good quarterback in
Flynn, Tavares Jackson,
Flynn is improving.
Sam Bradford.
Flynn got his contract on 1 game.
Sam Bradford's not better than Alex Smith right now.
Sam Bradford? No way he is. Oh, wait. No, he's not. I think the Matthew Stafford for some reason.
Oh yeah,
no. So I mean, you do bring up some good points, but like I said, 1 breakout year. Show me 5 interceptions again.
That's okay. So when you say 1 breakout year, what has Carson Palmer done that he deserves such high praise from the Raider Nation? What's he done since 2005? What's he done?
Since 2000.
Since 2005.
He hasn't done too much of anything.
Okay, then. Honest. So how can you tell me that he's this prolific, Pro Bowl quarterback?
But you got to remember too, the thing that was coming out, or the reports that were coming out of Cincinnati, was the negativity of the locker room. They didn't have any type of camaraderie, any type of unity.
Whose fault is that?
He's
supposed to be the leader.
What?
He's supposed to be the leader.
You can't lead 52 guys. All right, look, okay.
He bailed on his receivers.
Hold on. Let me change that a bit. Some quarterbacks can, and that's why they get paid almost, $25, $26, $30 million a year, like Tom Brady and Drew Brees. Pretty much stops there. That can control both sides of the ball, maybe. And after that, that's it. I mean, there's only certain guys in the world that can control a locker room like that can command a locker room like that. On the basketball side, not even Kobe Bryant doesn't even command the locker room like that. So to say that was his fault, you can't. So you got to say maybe you got to look at the coaches a little bit. Is he at fault a little bit? Yeah, he can be at fault a little bit, but he's not the reason.
But if there's not like a Ray Lewis type leader in the locker room, then it falls on the quarterback. No, Alex Smith is becoming the leader of the team. Honestly, it's not Patrick Willis. Alex Smith
I think the leader of the team is the coach.
Well, okay. But
especially the 49ers.
Okay, but
he's the face. He's the face of the team.
Oh yeah, because he's probably the highest paid person there. I mean, you better
and rightfully so. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah. He's so
is he responsible for it? No, I mean I can't put it all on him.
Eli Manning.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in this week. It's going to be on YouTube pretty soon. Thank you for tuning in to Ustream, to viewing us live. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. YouTube, Ustream. We're on all that stuff. So follow us. We interact with you guys. If you want to leave a comment, we'll reply back. So until next time, any last thoughts, moments, concerns?
No, good. Looking forward to next week's show. Looking forward to the response we get on YouTube. I'm actually surprised about the response we did get, so I'm thankful for that, and I hope it gets even bigger.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next week. Peace.
Have a great week.